On April 1st, 2025, a day that will undoubtedly go down in history, the human race is poised for a cosmic event unlike any we've experienced in living memory. Perhaps you've felt it already. A subtle trembling in the air, an electric current beneath your skin, a curious pull at the edges of your consciousness. If you've been waking up at 3:33 a.m., eyes snapping open as though urged by a force beyond comprehension, or if you've noticed increasingly vivid déjà vu moments that ripple through your day, you are not alone. These signals, these unmistakable signs, are pointing to something extraordinary. And although major news outlets are silent and official sources offer only dismissive shrugs, the truth is that we stand on the precipice of an unprecedented split in our collective timeline. It is a moment so pivotal, certain factions have gone to great lengths to keep you in the dark. But tonight, right now, you're about to receive the knowledge they don't want you to possess. I am honored to share this with you on behalf of Professor Aaron Knight, a name whispered reverently in certain underground circles. Professor Knight is no ordinary scholar. He spent over 20 years in clandestine research with DARPA, focusing on cutting-edge psychotronic technologies, projects so secretive that even many in the intelligence community remain unaware. Under his guidance, experiments sought to harness the power of brainwave entrainment, non-local consciousness communication, and the subtle energy fields that connect our bodies to the cosmos. After resigning in protest over moral and ethical violations, Knight embarked on a personal mission to reveal to humanity the truth about our multidimensional existence. Armed with verifiable data from NOAA that points to an imminent solar flare event of colossal magnitude, he has stepped into the light to forewarn those with ears to hear. These flares and the energies they carry are not random cosmic accidents. Our planet has undergone energetic shifts countless times throughout history, tied to major astrological alignments and cosmic cycles. From eclipses that trigger mass awakenings to planetary alignments that thin the veil between dimensions, Earth's energetic tapestry is woven from these celestial threads. However, nothing in the recent past parallels the potency of what's about to hit us. Solar maximums come and go, and scientists note cycles approximately every 11 years. Yet the data gleaned from the Solar Dynamic Observatory indicates that the flares predicted to strike on April 1st possess an intensity rarely witnessed in the modern era. Combine that with the current alignment of Earth, the influence of Pluto transitioning into Aquarius, and the reverberations from the so-called gamma pulse recorded by major observatories across the globe, and you have a perfect storm of cosmic energies. This is not hyperbole. It is an energetic inflection point recognized in ancient prophecies spanning the Maya, the Egyptians, and even the Sumerians. So why does any of this matter to you, the seeker of truth standing at this threshold? Because knowledge is power, and being forewarned is being prepared. In the next moments, you will discover the scientific and spiritual frameworks that explain why these solar flares have the capacity to literally shift our collective timeline. You will learn of the signs, physical, emotional, intuitive, that signal your readiness to embrace the energies. You will uncover powerful techniques for raising your vibration, protecting your psyche and choosing which parallel reality you will inhabit when the cosmic dust settles. More than that, you'll gain exclusive insight from Professor Knight's experiences at DARPA, as well as secret data that has never before been shared publicly. I urge you to watch every second of what follows, because there are only days left to align with the timeline you truly desire. If you click away now, you risk remaining in a denser, more chaotic version of reality. Stay, and you will hold the keys to a more harmonious, enlightened future, for yourself and for all of humanity. Let us begin by examining the science behind this coming phenomenon and how it elegantly intertwines with spiritual teachings long guarded by initiates in mystery schools around the world. We live in a reality shaped by frequencies. Quantum physics has begun to prove what mystics have known for millennia. Matter is energy in motion, and consciousness is the ultimate sculptor of reality. Solar flares, in their raw majesty, are bursts of electromagnetic and photonic radiation launched from the sun's corona. Recent data from NOAA indicates that come April 1st, we will experience a solar singularity event, a term Professor Knight uses to describe an anomalously large, focused release of plasma that interacts directly with Earth's geomagnetic field. In purely scientific terms, these solar eruptions can disrupt satellite communications, fry electrical grids, and spike the Schumann resonance. Yet that is only half the story. From a more esoteric perspective, these flares bombard our planet with gamma rays, protons, and other high-frequency particles that can stimulate changes in our brainwave activity, pineal gland function, and even our DNA. Dr. Elaine Markovits of the Global Consciousness Institute published a paper last year in the Journal of Bioenergetics, highlighting how large solar events coincide with measurable spikes in collective EEG coherence. In simpler terms, the sun's flares can synchronize human brainwaves when the amplitude is strong enough. This leads to an expansion of awareness, opening doorways to higher dimensions and parallel timelines. Spiritual adepts speak of vibrations and frequencies, referencing that when our personal resonance matches a new energetic bandwidth, we shift realities, like switching a radio dial to a different station. The ancients from many cultures understood this principle. The Maya, famed for their advanced calendars and astronomical knowledge, taught that solar cycles were intimately connected to epochs of human consciousness. The Egyptians revered Ra, the sun god, as a direct mediator of divine power. They believed that solar storms were not random, but served as catalysts for evolutionary leaps. Sumerian clay tablets hint at solar-lunar cycles that trigger the parting of the worlds, while the Vedic traditions highlight Surya's role in awakening latent spiritual potential. It's more than coincidence that each of these civilizations described cyclical solar events as harbingers of transformation. On April 1st, 2025, the first wave of the nova radiance, the surge of solar plasma, will arrive at approximately 1:33 p.m. UTC, swiftly followed by subsequent waves over the next 48 hours. Professor Knight warns that the initial shockwave will perturb the ionosphere, making our planet's protective magnetic cocoon momentarily fluctuate. Beyond the physical phenomena, these waves will interface with what he calls our auric override, a subtle electromagnetic layering around the human energy field. When that interface occurs, you may feel lightheaded or slightly out of sync with your surroundings, as if you've momentarily stepped out of normal time. In these fleeting moments of disorientation, the process of timeline splitting begins. Quantum entanglement theories suggest that multiple realities exist simultaneously, but only one is rendered to our conscious experience. High-energy cosmic events can theoretically allow individual consciousness to jump tracks if the person is prepared. For instance, if you hold a vision of a harmonious future, you might anchor yourself in a parallel reality that mirrors that vibration. Conversely, unprocessed fear or negativity could entrench you in a more chaotic timeline. It might sound abstract or overwhelming, so let's illustrate with a real-world example. Imagine Janelle, a single mother of two who began experiencing intense surges of heat and energy in her body a week ago. Confused and worried, she visited her doctor, who found nothing medically wrong. Then came the nights of waking precisely at 3:33 a.m., followed by a day when she saw repeating numbers: 1111, 222, 555 everywhere. She even had a recurring vision of a future Earth where lush greenery replaced concrete, and people seemed telepathically connected. Initially, she thought she was losing her mind. Yet after confiding in a friend, she realized these were signs of an energetic alignment. On the very day of the solar flare, Janelle felt a jolt pass through her, and her typical anxiety gave way to an unshakable sense of calm. She perceived a rapid flickering at the edges of her vision, like static on a television screen. And suddenly, she just knew. The choices she made in those critical hours would determine the path her life would follow. She chose hope, unity, and love. In the days that followed, her world opened up to synchronistic events, deep soul connections, and solutions to problems that had plagued her for years. The shift was subtle in some ways, yet so profound that she likened it to stepping into a new dimension of life. Now, how do you know if you're on the threshold of such a shift? Let's look at the spectrum of signs and symptoms that many around the planet are already feeling. One common physical sign is a peculiar buzzing sensation, especially around the crown of the head or down the spine. It can feel like electricity surging through your muscles. Another frequently reported symptom is sudden fatigue, moments where you feel as though gravity has doubled, compelling you to rest. Third, there's a rise in tingling or warmth in the palms, soles, and the center of the chest. These are energetic hotspots where blockages can be released. Some people experience heart palpitations or shortness of breath, prompting anxiety. But it's essential to note that in most healthy individuals, these sensations are typically benign. Professor Knight insists these are natural adjustments as your body calibrates to the stronger electromagnetic field. A few more physical markers include unexplainable skin sensations like pins and needles or slight static shocks when you touch metal objects, intermittent pressure around the temples or forehead linked to the pineal gland adjusting to the higher frequencies, and sporadic changes in appetite or cravings. You might find yourself inexplicably craving foods that ground you, root vegetables, warm broths, or conversely, feeling drawn to lighter, water-rich fruits. On an emotional level, the energies often trigger a purge. Long-buried trauma, sadness, or anger might surface seemingly out of nowhere. Old memories from childhood or past relationships can flood your consciousness, seeking resolution. You may feel raw, emotionally naked, and vulnerable. Yet, this purge is precisely what allows for transformation. Letting go of heavy baggage makes room for the new frequencies. You might fluctuate between intense bouts of tears and sudden bursts of laughter. This emotional roller coaster might even lead you to question your sanity. Rest assured, it is far from madness. It's a dismantling of old, energetic patterns, akin to clearing out a cluttered attic so fresh light can shine. People often report mood swings, from euphoria to despair, especially in the days leading up to and immediately following large solar or cosmic events. Remember, every emotional spike is an opportunity to release what no longer serves you. As the energies rise, spiritual and intuitive signs often multiply. Many individuals begin having vivid dreams of future scenarios or alternate realities. These dreams may carry an urgency or a clarity that sets them apart from ordinary nocturnal wanderings. You might notice an increase in déjà vu, or a phenomenon where time seems wrong, like events occur out of sequence, or you lose track of hours without explanation. Others experience heightened synchronicities, repeated numbers, chance meetings with people holding vital pieces of information, or stumbling upon books or videos that echo questions lingering in your mind. In these moments, your higher intuition is knocking at the door. Those with budding psychic abilities might start hearing high-pitched tones or gentle ringing in the ears, which can correspond to energy downloads from the higher realms. Naturally, these shifts reverberate in relationships and environments. Perhaps you find you can no longer tolerate negativity in certain friendships or work settings. You might feel an inexplicable urge to distance yourself from gossipy social circles or toxic family dynamics. Simultaneously, you could be drawn to new communities, spiritual retreats, or more nature-focused living. Some people upend their entire lives, moving cross-country, switching careers, or ending stagnant relationships because their inner compass points to a higher vibrational path. This can be confusing, but understand it as an alignment with your soul's true purpose. The environment reacts as well. Electronics may malfunction more frequently around you, lights might flicker, or your phone battery could drain unusually fast. These anomalies often signal that your personal energy is in flux, especially when cosmic forces are amplifying the process. With these signs in mind, how can you prepare for such a momentous event? First, address the body. Energy transformations are physically taxing, so optimizing your vessel is key. Stay hydrated. Electrolytes are crucial, especially if you're experiencing body tingles and fatigue. Choose high-vibration foods that are minimally processed and rich in life force. Fresh fruits, leafy greens, sprouted grains, herbal teas, and if possible, organically grown produce. Consider limiting intake of sugary, fried, or heavily processed items that clog your system and lower your vibrational frequency. Rest is vital. Your cells are recalibrating, and you might need more sleep than usual. Light exercise like yoga, tai chi, or simple stretching can help move stagnant energy. Spending time in nature, placing your bare feet on the earth, breathing in forest air, grounds you and balances electromagnetic fluctuations. Mental and emotional preparation are equally crucial. Meditation and breathwork are your allies. Even short sessions of focusing on your breath can stabilize your mind's chatter and reduce anxiety. A useful technique is the 4-7-8 breathing cycle. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This rhythm soothes the autonomic nervous system, helping you remain calm during peak solar fluxes. Visualization is immensely powerful, especially when you realize your consciousness plays a role in selecting your timeline. Picture yourself enveloped in white or golden light, safe from chaotic energies, gently tuning to the highest possible outcome for your life. Journaling can also help discharge emotional turbulence, as can creative expressions like painting or music. If you find yourself in emotional turmoil, gently remind yourself that these storms are part of a larger release and realignment. Creating a sacred space in your home amplifies the new frequencies. You don't need anything fancy. A simple corner of a room can become a refuge for higher vibration. Light a candle with the intention of illuminating your path. Diffuse essential oils known for spiritual cleansing, such as frankincense, lavender, or palo santo. Place crystals like amethyst, quartz, and selenite around your meditation area, as these stones help conduct and stabilize energy. If you're inclined, incorporate meaningful symbols, a small statue or image that resonates with your spiritual lineage. Perform a quick ritual. Visualize a bubble of pure, shimmering light expanding from your heart and filling the room. Invite any dense or discordant energies to transmute into love and positivity. Music is another potent tool. Certain frequencies like 528 Hz and 963 Hz, or nature sounds such as ocean waves, can aid in lifting your environment's vibration. As the date approaches, consider a day-by-day plan. 3 days prior, focus on gentle detoxification. Reduce heavy foods, incorporate fresh juices, and limit excessive screen time to avoid electromagnetic overload. 2 days prior, begin lengthening your meditations. Dedicate at least 10 minutes, morning and night, to calm centering. On the day before the solar flare, set aside time to reflect on your intentions. Perhaps list the aspects of life you wish to release: fear, self-doubt, toxic relationships, and the qualities you wish to amplify: confidence, compassion, inner peace. During the peak day itself, try to stay as calm and aware as possible. If you can, schedule minimal commitments to allow for rest, nature walks, or deep meditation. Once the flares intensify, pay attention to bodily signals. If you feel dizzy or anxious, pause everything and ground with deep belly breathing or a quick step outside to connect with the earth. In the days following, ease back into routine gently. Journaling, gentle movement, and sharing your experiences with supportive friends or communities can help integrate the energetic changes. Before we continue, let's briefly enter a guided meditation to align ourselves with the highest timeline. Close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. Inhale slowly. Imagine a golden sun above your head, radiant and warm. Envision a stream of shimmering light pouring from this sun into the crown of your head, descending through your spine and filling every cell of your being. Sense the gentle vibration of this light as it harmonizes your physical and subtle bodies. Now, see yourself standing at a crossroads with 2 paths diverging ahead. One leads to chaos, doubt, and fear. The other is lined with luminescent trees and pulsating with life, representing peace, abundance, and unity. Observe which path calls to you. When ready, step onto that luminous path. Feel the energy shifting around you, as though each footstep cements your intention to claim the highest version of yourself. Rest in this vision a moment longer, breathing slowly. Whisper silently or aloud, "I choose my highest timeline." Take one more deep breath, then gently open your eyes, carrying this calm awareness back with you. It's natural to have questions about how all this works, so let's do a short questions and answers segment. Q. Is there actual scientific evidence supporting the idea that solar flares can affect human consciousness? A. While mainstream science often focuses on electrical grid disturbances, multiple independent studies, including data from the Global Consciousness Institute, show correlations between heightened solar activity and shifts in mass human behavior or collective EEG readings. Our bodies are bioelectrical in nature, so fluctuations in Earth's magnetosphere can indeed influence us, though the exact mechanisms are still under investigation. Q. How can I tell the difference between solar flare symptoms and unrelated health issues? A. Always consult a medical professional if something feels serious. However, flare-induced sensations tend to come and go in waves, align with times of heightened solar activity, and are frequently paired with energetic and intuitive sensations. Q. Is April 1st the only day I should worry about? A. Worry is not the best approach. But yes, April 1st is a major flashpoint. Residual effects could linger for a week or two afterward, so it's wise to remain mindful and continue self-care routines during that period. Q. Do I have to do anything special to jump timelines? A. Intention is paramount. By holding a clear vision of what you desire and maintaining a higher frequency, you naturally align with a more positive reality. Techniques like meditation, visualization, and conscious choice-making fortify that alignment. Q. Could I miss this shift altogether if I'm busy or unaware? A. Even the unaware will feel a certain level of change, but without conscious engagement, they might default into old patterns. Awareness empowers you to shape how you experience the energy surge. Now, I want to share a special revelation from Professor Knight himself. While working at DARPA, he encountered a phenomenon code-named temporal convergence. Certain test subjects, under induced psychotronic states, reportedly saw themselves living parallel lives in alternative timelines. These subjects drew nearly identical images of futuristic Earths, describing advanced healing technologies and telepathic communities. Through coded transmissions, they also named specific dates when cosmic triggers would create windows for mass timeline shifts. One of those windows, flagged in the classified files, is precisely April 1st, 2025. Knight confesses that top military minds have long prepared to manipulate these windows, hoping to steer humanity toward a more controlled, fear-driven outcome. He believes this is why the official narrative remains silent. If we remain uninformed, we're easier to herd. The knowledge you're receiving now has been fiercely protected and seldom leaked. Realizing how crucial it is, Knight decided the secrecy must end. With knowledge comes choice, and with choice comes the power to determine our collective fate. For deeper preparation, you can adopt 4 top-secret methods to navigate these parallel realities, techniques gleaned from Knight's personal archives. Method 1. Quantum journaling. Each morning, write a letter to your future self as though you already inhabit your ideal timeline. Describe your life, your blessings, your state of mind. This primes your consciousness to pull in that reality. Method 2. Frequency anchoring. Choose a single word like peace, radiance, or alignment, and repeat it during meditation or silent moments. This word becomes a vibrational anchor, locking your emotional body to a higher frequency. Method 3. Dream incubation. Before bed, set the intention to access your best timeline through dreams. Keep a notebook by your bed. Upon waking, jot down any imagery or ideas. These fragments can guide your actions in the waking state. Method 4. Collective ritual. If possible, gather with like-minded individuals, physically or virtually. Form a circle, even if online, and focus on a shared vision. The power of group intention multiplies the effects tenfold, accelerating a communal shift into a more harmonious parallel reality. Let's also consider your biological system, especially your DNA. Though once dismissed as junk, certain strands may be awakened by these high-frequency bursts. Ancient Egyptians believed in the activation of a multidimensional blueprint within our genetic code, symbolized in part by the winged sun disk seen in temple carvings. Modern spiritual thinkers talk about 12-strand DNA, suggesting that only a fraction of our genetic potential is active in day-to-day life. Solar flare radiation may act as a catalyst that switches on dormant aspects of our biology. Some report spontaneous improvements in intuition, healing abilities, or creativity following significant solar events. However, this can also manifest as temporary physical discomfort, headaches, or flu-like symptoms, while the body adapts to higher vibrational states. To assist this, certain supplements and herbs may help. Sea moss, chlorella, and spirulina provide a dense array of minerals and vitamins that support cellular health. Herbs like gotu kola or ashwagandha can stabilize the nervous system. Antioxidants, such as vitamin C and E, guard against oxidative stress, which spikes during periods of heightened cosmic radiation. Consider also including adaptogens, herbs that help your body modulate stress responses, allowing you to ride these energetic waves with more ease. When it comes to clearing your third eye, the pineal gland, a few targeted strategies stand out. Avoid fluoride whenever possible, since it's linked to pineal calcification. Drinking purified or spring water and using fluoride-free toothpaste can reduce accumulation. Foods high in iodine, like kelp or nori, may aid in detoxifying the pineal region. Periodically practicing a mild sun-gazing protocol at dawn or dusk can stimulate the pineal gland, though caution and moderation are key to protect your eyes. Meditation techniques focusing on the point between the eyebrows can further enliven this center, often resulting in heightened intuition or even mild telepathy during cosmic influxes. Time is of the essence, and with that urgency, let us present a prophetic timeline for the coming months. Following April 1st, around mid to late April, watch for widespread anomalies, unusual weather patterns, global surges in creativity and activism, or mass awakenings reported across social media. By May, the aftershocks of this solar event could prompt increased political upheaval or reform, as old systems strain under a new collective vision. June may see a convergence point, a second wave of cosmic energy. Those who aligned early could feel a remarkable ease, as if they're gliding on cosmic currents. Meanwhile, individuals who resisted the shift may face intensifying inner conflicts, financial stress, or relationship breakdowns that push them to reevaluate their life paths. By August, we could reach a stabilization phase where new communities and networks form around spiritual practices, eco-conscious projects, and advanced healing modalities. The overall trajectory hints at a more awakened humanity, forging solutions rather than perpetuating division. Let's recap what we've learned so far. First, the solar flares arriving on April 1st carry an exceptional electromagnetic charge that can disrupt not only our technology, but also our consciousness. Second, these flares serve as catalysts for a timeline split, giving each of us the power to choose a more harmonious reality if we prepare. Third, signs of alignment range from physical sensations, tingling, heat, fatigue, to emotional roller coasters and intuitive breakthroughs. Fourth, you have practical tools, from high vibration diets and daily meditations to group rituals and advanced techniques like quantum journaling. Mastery of these methods can help you anchor in the best possible timeline. The benefits of being prepared are immeasurable. A profound sense of inner peace, personal empowerment, and the co-creation of a collective reality rooted in cooperation and higher wisdom. So where does this lead us in the grand cosmic scheme? Envision a future where the heavy veil of separation has lifted, where thousands, if not millions, of people simultaneously experience expanded empathy, a deeper connection to the natural world, and an innate drive to collaborate for the greater good. Such a future is not a utopian fantasy. Many esoteric teachings refer to it as 5D reality, while others simply call it the New Earth. Whatever the label, the essence remains the same: a global civilization that values unity, synergy with nature, and a recognition that consciousness extends beyond the confines of physical matter. The flares of April 1st can jumpstart that civilization if we individually and collectively harness the surge of energy. It's the spark that could ignite a renaissance of human potential, where solutions to climate crises, global poverty, and resource mismanagement become accessible because we operate from a higher vantage point of cooperation and compassion. To ensure you're fully prepared, I urge you to act now. Subscribe to channels offering up-to-date forecasts on solar weather, especially from independent researchers who aren't pressured to filter information. Engage in online forums and local groups dedicated to spiritual awakening. Spread this video to friends and relatives, especially those who've confided in you about strange dreams or sudden internal shifts. Let them know they're not alone and that these experiences are guiding them to an extraordinary opportunity. There is power in shared intention, so consider forming or joining a support circle, whether virtual or in person, to collectively practice meditations and affirmations around April 1st. If you have the means, facilitate small gatherings or workshops to teach the techniques we've discussed: quantum journaling, frequency anchoring, dream incubation, and collective ritual. Each person you help prepare is another anchor, locking in the highest reality for us all. Remember that you are an integral part of this cosmic dance. Each choice you make, no matter how small, ripples through the field of consciousness, affecting the entire planet and beyond. Will you answer the call to awaken fully, stepping into your role as a co-creator of Earth's next chapter? Or will you remain ambivalent, letting old fears and limiting beliefs tether you to denser frequencies. The window is narrow, but it is enough. And what awaits on the other side of this shift is a reality brimming with potential, beauty, and a sense of collective purpose. As we near the end of this urgent message, let's do one final check-in with your own inner state. Have you felt a stirring in your heart, a subtle but insistent tug that this is indeed your time to awaken and rise? If the answer is yes, or even maybe, then you have everything you need to step forward confidently. The instructions are here, the cosmic conditions are aligning, and your soul is nudging you to follow the path of highest good. There is no coincidence in your hearing these words at this precise moment. Let's close with a powerful statement. You are no longer just a bystander. You are an active participant in a grand cosmic shift that spans millennia of prophecy and preparation. You have the power to choose, to anchor a new timeline, to usher in a paradigm where unity supersedes division. On April 1st, 2025, as the sun's flares bombard our planet, allow your consciousness to soar beyond old limitations. Embrace the expanded perspective that you are more than your physical form, an eternal being of light, resonating with the frequencies of love, truth, and infinite possibility. Remember to stay connected, watch for updates, join our community, and continue educating yourself. Keep an open heart and a clear mind. The question I leave you with is this: when the moment of choice arrives, which reality will you choose to inhabit? Reflect on that and know that the destiny of our shared future rests gently in your hands. In the face of cosmic currents that defy comprehension, your free will remains a beacon of sovereignty. Choose wisely, choose love, and remember, we each hold a piece of the grand puzzle, a puzzle that, once completed, reveals a whole new earth, vibrating in the radiant light of collective harmony.